Allô, allô. Le coq de l'école, le coq de l'école. Allô, allô. Le coq de l'école, le coq de l'école. Allô, allô.
What up, Milwaukee? What up to YouTube? What up to the whole country? This is your boy Track Lacer, and I want to start this video out because today is May 19th, so I got to show respect to the great Malcolm X because today is his birthday. So salute for all the things that you did for Black America. But May 19th is also special to me because that's my mother's birthday. So I want to say happy birthday to my mom. Took her out for breakfast this morning. That's why I'm still kind of dressed up. But this video is a reaction and a recap of the 2015 draft lottery. So if any of y'all know me for my music, I appreciate y'all for knowing me for my music. But one thing y'all know about me, anybody that knows me from my music should also know that I get personal with everybody who supports my music. And once you get to know me personally, you find out, just like you see some videos on my channel about movies, you will also find out that I'm crazy about the NFL, I'm crazy about the NBA, and just basketball and football in general. Because for me, it goes from high school, college, and the NBA. Same for football. So let's just get right into it, man. Right into it. And I'm going to go in order from 1 all the way down to 14 because those are the lottery teams. So if y'all just watched the NBA draft lottery like I did, y'all saw that Minnesota, who had the best chance to get the #1 pick, did in fact get the #1 pick in the draft. So with the #1 pick, this is Track Lacer talking, they will select Karl-Athony Towns, 6'11" center out of Kentucky. There was used to be a debate about who was going to be the better player between Karl-Athony Towns and Jahlil Okafor, but what people are saying is that Carl gives you more versatility on defense. He's a little quicker, and he got a little bit of a better outside game. And that's the way the NBA is right now. Like them old, lumbering, slow centers like Roy Hibbert, that's just not the move anymore. You got to be fast, quick, and you got to be able to shoot. So salute to Minnesota for getting the #1 pick. I think they'll do some good things with him and Andrew Wiggins in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Shout out to the 612. With the #2 pick in the NBA draft, the #2 pick actually went to the LA Lakers. And I'm glad to see them finally getting a lottery pick. It's been a long time since they really got a pick that can help them. #7 is cool when they got Julius Randle last year, but LA Lakers have been so bad that they really needed like a top 3 pick. And they're gonna select Jahlil Okafor, 6'11" center out of Duke, 280 pounds, real post game. Like, you put him and Julius Randle down low, like you're gonna have some problems. Cause Julius Randle got a little bit of an outside game, so he'll be able to complement, Big Jahlil. And I think Jahlil's gonna be a superstar at the NBA level. They question his athleticism, they question his focus, but nobody questioned the fact that he can get buckets and he can score. So I'm not the biggest LA Laker fan, but shout out to my boy Black D down in Atlanta, Georgia. Shout out to my boy Eddie Strong. Shout out to my boy D Tiggs. Holla at all of them on Facebook because I know y'all big Laker fans. So y'all got Jahlil Okafor coming. Okay, #3. Philadelphia is probably the happiest team in the draft lottery because they really didn't want the #1 or #2 pick because then they would have to pass up on one of the big men that's in the draft. They already got 2 really good big men. They got Nerlens Noel out of Kentucky, and they got Joel Embiid out of Kansas. So the player that they wanted all along is 6'5" point guard out of Ohio State, D'Angelo Russell. And trust me, don't even bank on anything else. That's who they're gonna take. And he'll fit in real nice. He'll be able to start right away. So you had a 6'6" point guard that won Rookie of the Year. You sent him to the Milwaukee Bucks, and now you get a 6'5" point guard come right in and take his place. It's like an assembly line. So that's who the Philadelphia 76ers would take. So then the draft lottery was also good to the New York Knicks because they got the fourth pick. And they kind of wanted Towns, the big man. They kind of wanted Okafor, but there was a lot of questions about how would they be able to play with Carmelo. What they really, really needed was a point guard, and they're gonna get one. Emmanuel Mujai. Emmanuel, his family's from the Congo in Africa, but they moved to Dallas, Texas, like his junior year of high school. He played for Deion Sanders High School Prime Prep Academy. He's a 6'5" point guard, like 200 pounds even, all muscle, crazy Baron Davis type of athlete. Not much of a jump shot yet, but he got crazy handle, and he's a willing passer. And a lot of people really had him ranked as the #1 player on the draft boards earlier. He just dipped down to #4, but he was #1. So it's almost like getting the #1 player in the draft, to keep it real with you. Number 5, the 5th pick went to the Orlando Magic, and they just looked up too, because from what I'm hearing, the player that they really wanted was Justice Winslow out of Duke. 6'6" small forward, real built dude. And that's who they wanted. And they'll be able to slide him in right next to Victor Oladipo and Elfrid Payton at the point. So that's going to be a nice young Orlando team, especially if Aaron Gordon can come back from his injury and give you something athletic down low. I kind of like how Orlando was looking. Number 6. Number 6 is the Sacramento Kings. Make no mistake about this. They're going to take Miles Turner out of Texas. The reason that they're going to go with Miles Turner is because they basically want DeMarcus Cousins to stay at the center spot. And to complement him at the center spot, you need a power forward who can shoot. And that's what basically Miles Turner is. He's a stretch 4, but he really got some size on him, so he can bang with you down low. So look for that. I'll just say this real quick. Sacramento is in love with Willie Cauley-Stein out of Kentucky, but Willie Cauley-Stein don't got no post game and no jump shot. So it's kind of hard to put him next to DeMarcus Cousins. He really doesn't compliment DeMarcus like that because DeMarcus likes to bang. So they had to get somebody to compliment him down low so that they're just not clogging up the lane together. Okay, number 7, the Denver Nuggets. Probably out of all the people on Kentucky's roster, Trey Lyles is probably the most underrated. Like, even though Karl-Athony Towns will go #1 in the draft, Trey Lyles might have the most talent out of anybody who played for them last year. 6'10", out of Indianapolis, Indiana. He can shoot, he can handle the ball, and he can post. So I'm thinking of like a young Tim Thomas type of dude, but somebody that plays a little harder than Tim Thomas used to. I know all my Milwaukee people remember that. So number 8, Detroit is also very happy right now because from what I was hearing, the only player that they were really in love with is Stanley Johnson, 6', 7" small forward out of Arizona, and he'll be able to slide right into that position right away. We all know the disaster that was Josh Smith when he was at that small forward spot with Detroit. They slide this cat right in, and he's gonna get that work in. He's real big for 6'7". He's like 240, but he got some perimeter skills, and he likes to play defense. And Detroit has always been about defense. Okay, number 9. This is the only foreign player that I got going in the lottery. His name is Mario He's Zanja, and he's a 6'7" shooting guard out of Spain. Now they say he can really, really shoot from the outside, so look for that because Charlotte Hornets were one of only 4 teams in the whole NBA who didn't have a player, at least one player who made 100 threes. So they desperately wanted shooting, so they're gonna select him. Mark my words on that. Miami. Miami might have the steal of the draft. You know, for whatever reason, the young boy's name is escaping me right now. The center that they really liked. I can't think of his name to save my life, but he played real well for them. But trust me when I tell you, the Miami Heat at that 10 spot in the lottery are going to select Willie Cauley-Stein, 7-foot center out of Kentucky. And trust me when I tell you, to be 7 feet tall and be a center, that boy can run. He can probably run the 40-yard dash, legitimate 4.5. You know, and you're not supposed to be able to run a 4.5 40 when you're 7 feet tall. But trust me when I tell you, that's how fast he is. That he could legitimately do that, and he can actually guard threes. How many centers do you have on your squad that can guard a small forward? So I think Miami's gonna be real happy with him. He's gonna be an energy player, tip back dunks, block shots. You know, it's gonna be looking good for them. With the 11th pick for the lottery, the Indiana Pacers had that pick. Now, this is also perfect for them because they want to get rid of Roy Hibbert, and they said they want to replace that center with a modern center, a center who can make perimeter shots, can run the fast break, that's a good passer. Wisconsin Badgers, Madison, Wisconsin, stand up. The Indiana Pacers will select Frank Kaminsky. You can mark that down, no doubt about it. Unless during his individual workouts he blows some people away and somebody above Indiana snatches him up, you know, because that could happen too. But Indiana would look at Frank Kaminsky as the perfect replacement for for Hibbert, who they are either going to trade or they're going to bench this season, basically. Okay, so when we got 3 more to go, number 12 pick will go to Utah in the lottery, and word is that they are going to select Cameron Payne. He's a 6'2" point guard out of Murray State, and he's supposed to be this year's version. Every year they got like a point guard from a small school that's supposed to be better in the pros than he was in college. A couple years ago was Damian Lillard out of Weber State. He became an all-star for Portland. Last year was Elfrid Payton. He made the all-rookie team for Orlando out of some little school in Louisiana. And now we got this cat out of Murray State, Cameron Payne. I haven't seen him play. I don't know that much about him, but everybody seems to be just swearing that he is that dude. And I guess the point guard from Australia that they took last year isn't really that dude like they thought he was going to be. And obviously Trey Burke out of Michigan really isn't that dude either. So look for them to go with him. Number 13, the Phoenix Suns. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, stand up again. I think that pick will be power forward / small forward out of UCLA, Milwaukee Hamilton High School's own Kevon Looney. I say that for 2 reasons. Because once you get down into the 13 with your pick, you're not really picking a player to fit a position necessarily. You kind of taking the best player available that can add value a lot of times off the bench or could surprise you and become a starter. I think that describes Kevon perfectly. And then when you look at the Morris twins, how they want to act like thugs and beat people up and fight, I'm hearing that they really want to trade either one or both of them. One plays small forward, the other plays power forward. So you really need a player who can play both positions. And I think that Phoenix's style of running up and down, Kevon can go back to kind of how he was in high school when he was more of a small forward than a power forward. But then in Phoenix system, he could probably be a Sean Marion type of power forward where he gets rebounds, but he still can do some stuff on the perimeter and the fast break like a small forward. That's what made Sean the Matrix Marion so effective out there in Cleveland. I mean in Phoenix. And then with the final pick of the NBA draft lottery, Oklahoma City Thunder. They got the 14th pick, and they also get a steal. You can mark my words on this too. The Oklahoma City Thunder will select Devin Booker, 6'6" shooting guard out of Kentucky, the son of a former NBA player, Melvin Booker, who used to kill for the Missouri Tigers, by the way. Don't sleep on dude. But he got a real shooting stroke, and Oklahoma City desperately needs that because Dion Waiters thinks he can shoot, but not really. But he thinks he can. So you need somebody that can actually do that. And I think Oklahoma City would look scary, next year having Ennis Cantner, you know, Greedy Westbrook, Kevin Durant, adding Devin Booker to it. Okay, so hey, I tried not to make this too long. It still ended up being about 16 minutes. This is your boy Track Lacer representing the north side of the mill. Happy birthday to you, mama. One more time, I'm out of here.